All right, welcome to Coffee with Markus. In today's show, we're going to talk about what's happening in the markets as we are going into the final week of this quarter and the mad September. I also want to show you in Tradingview how you can have a dark theme. Recently, I've been using a dark theme, and many of you said, "Oh, this is cool. I would like to know how to do this." So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that step by step. If you have time, we will talk about my current trades and also I will answer your questions. But fair warning, today I have to leave a little bit earlier. So instead of the usual 45 minutes, we'll probably go for around 30 minutes. Anyhow, we have a full packed show. So let's get started. This show is about real money and real trades. I'll show you the trading strategies that I personally trade, the tools that I use to trade my own accounts, and we will talk about the right mindset of a trader. Now, talking about mindset, I'm going to show you how to create SRC profits. And SRC stands for systematic, repeatable, and consistent, because that is the key to long-term success in the markets. So, if you are sick of all the hype and empty promises, and you want to learn trading strategies that actually work, then click on like right now and let's get started. Let me come back to you. Right here, I am. Okay, no worries. It's all good. So let's take a quick look of what is happening in the markets here right now before I show you how to go to a dark theme. And since I want to show you how to go there step by step, right now I still have the light theme going, but this will be fine for the next 2 or 3 minutes. So overall, the S&P is slightly down today. I mean, pretty much unchanged. We are down 0.1%, so not a whole lot going on. If you're switching to a 5-minute chart, you just see how the markets are diddling around today. So right here, if we take a look at this is where the day started. And so as you can see, overall, not a whole lot going on here, which is not surprising. There's not many impulses right now. I mean, last week, as you know, last week was a crazy week. Last week, we had the Evergrande scare out of China that sent market into a tailspin on Monday. We can take a quick look at this. So here on Monday, see, this is what happened. The markets were down. Then we had the FOMC meeting that was on Wednesday, where the Fed said, yes, we will reduce these asset purchases that we do for every month, $120 billion, and we'll probably do it sometime later this year. And market said, oh, okay, then everything is good. So, I mean, it was definitely a volatile week. Looking at the NASDAQ today, I mean, the NASDAQ, it's really nasty. It's down 0.6%, but already bouncing back. So if you're looking here at a 5-minute chart, you see we opened lower and right now going higher as we are going into the close. Anyhow, don't want to hold us up here for too long on what the markets are doing, because right now, really want to show you how to set up Tradingview so that you can have a dark view. So we just come back here for just a moment, prepare something on my iPad, and then we'll talk about this and I'll show it to you step by step. We just wait until there, my monitor comes back. All right, so in this video, I will show you how to configure Tradingview so that you can go from a boring view like this to what I think is much more sexy, a view like this. Now, it really depends on you. Not everybody likes to have a dark view, but if you're using Tradingview and you have been wondering how you can have a cool dark view, I call this almost a CNN style. I'll show you right now how to do this. We're going through this step by step. Now, I assume that you already have Tradingview. If not, go to tradingview.com. You can sign up there. It's basically free. You can sign up for a more expensive version, but you really don't need this. Now, out of the box, as you can see, it pretty much looks like this. Now, on this particular version here, I've already added a few custom indicators at the bottom, and we'll talk about this more of what these custom indicators are if you want. But the point is, I want to switch this to a much cooler dark view. So how exactly do you do this? Well, the first thing, you will see that here in the upper left, you have actually this hamburger, these 3 lines right up here. And this is where you need to go first and then switch the whole thing to a dark color theme. And you see it's pretty much very much here at the bottom. So you switch this to a dark color theme. So this already starts to look much better, doesn't it? So now you have a darker theme. And again, it's not everybody's cup of tea. So here's a few other things that I like to do right now. So in the top here, you will see a little gear icon, and I'm going to zoom in so that you see where this is. It's right here. You see this little gear icon. Want to push this because there's a few cool settings that you can do, and I want to show you how exactly I'm customizing my charts here. So first of all, I'm clicking on symbol, and the first thing that I deactivate is thin bars. I do not like to have thin bars. And let me show you what exactly this does when we are deactivating this. You see, right now, as long as this is activated, as you're zooming out, all of these bars are very, very thin. And for me, it's pretty hard to read. So once you go here on this setting and deactivate the thin bars, here's what's happening. As you're zooming out, the bars are getting thinner. As you're zooming in, the bars are getting thicker. So I already like this. So this is the first thing that I like to do here. The second thing, if we go here to appearance, so there's a few things that I like to do. The first thing that I like to do is to show session breaks. So I activate this because this way, when you're switching to a smaller time frame, which I'll show you in a moment, you see where the day starts and where the day ends. So let me show you exactly of what this does. So let's say we are here on the NASDAQ and we are switching to a 5-minute chart. Let me just quickly, that's not what I wanted to do. Zoom out here a little bit so that I can switch to a 5-minute chart. Here we go. Okay, so when you have these session breaks activated, you see actually these cool little lines so that you see here's where we started today and have been going sideways. So I like these session breaks, but let's go back to the settings here and let's take a look at a few more cool things. I'm switching back to your daily chart. So settings. The other thing that I like to do is adding a watermark. By adding the watermark, you see it here in the background, it actually shows you what symbol you are showing. See right here, it shows you on the chart that you're like right now looking at the NDX index. And another thing that I like to do here, for me, it's really hard to see. You can actually increase the transparency. And you see this way, when you set it to 80%, do you see in the background right now how it's getting lighter and darker? So I like to set this to around 80% because this way I can see what symbol I'm on. And again, it doesn't really matter if you're looking at a Tesla or if you're looking at an Apple. This way you see the symbol, you see what time frame you're using, and you see the name of the company. And again, if you don't like this, you can just basically omit it and don't have to worry about this. So the other thing, and this is really important, at least for me, as I am getting older, I don't like these small fonts here. I don't know about you. So you see here that you can increase the scales text. And this is what I really like to do. So I like to change this from a font setting of 12 to probably 20 is pretty good. And you see as I do this, how the scales are getting bigger and smaller. So you can set it to 20 or even 24. This way it's really super easy to read. So this way you can now finally see these darn numbers that are usually so small. Okay, so another thing that I personally like to do, as you know, I like to apply the Power X strategy bars. And in order to do this, instead of having here the normal bars, I am switching the whole chart to an area chart and then activate the Power X strategy. This way, the bars are colored in green and red based on the Power X strategy that I like to use. Now, you see that it already comes with a fairly nice shading in the background, but we can make this even cooler. Because now when we go on symbol, you see that we have the fill color here. And again, we can change the opacity. And by changing the opacity, let me just scoot this a little bit to the side. And where were we? Fill color. Yeah, you see how you can make this more blue or less blue. Or if you want, you can even use a different color and you can have it more greenish if you like this. I personally prefer this blue. I like that. And I usually change it here to 75 or 80% because I think that this is a pretty cool look here. So these are a few things that you can do. Now, the important thing is you want to make sure that you're saving your settings here. Once you have figured out the ideal settings that you really like, you can save them. And you can do this when you are here in the settings and you see at the bottom, there are templates. And you see, you can actually save it as a template. So it comes with some defaults, the black, the blue, the gray, not this one is one that I did, the white. So these are a few. And I have two templates here that I created for myself. Let me zoom in a little bit so that you see it. I have the original because I thought if I'm switching back to the light mode, maybe I like the light mode better. I have that. And then I just right now created a dark theme. So you can save this here as a template. But I also want to show you a few other cool settings that you could use here if you wanted to. Because one of the things on appearance, or was it on symbol? Let me just quickly see. Yeah, this is actually pretty cool. If you want to see the high and the low prices of the time frame that you're looking at, so that you want to see, okay, what was the high or the low of this time frame, you can activate it. And let me show you what happens when you do. So when you activate these high-low lines, and I thought that the values would pop up here automatically. Doesn't seem this way. Huh. I thought they did. So never mind. When I did it earlier, I thought that it would show me here now the high as a dotted line, you see, and the low. And I do believe, I'm almost certain that earlier it was showing me the values here. Apparently I did something else, so let's not worry about it. I also want to keep this tutorial really short and brief. And these are basically the settings that I do to go from a pretty boring layout like this to a much cooler layout like this. Now, as you can see, the other difference here that I have the volume bars switched on. So if this is of interest of you, you can simply display the volume bars and it's pretty cool. So I like this dark layout. I hope that this helps you. So if you found this cool, and I talked about the PowerX strategy, and if you would like to learn more about the strategy, I'll link to some videos in the description and also here on the screen where you can learn more about the strategies that I personally use in my trading. Hope you find this helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, don't go anywhere. As you know, I'm just doing this so that we can cut it out because I thought it would be cool to have this little step-by-step tutorial in case you like this little bit darker layout here. All right, so what I want to do now is take a look at the comments, or actually let's talk about the positions that I'm currently in. So right now, as of today, according to the wheel strategy, I'm in 3 positions, and according to the PowerX strategy, I'm in 1 position. Let's first take a look at this the position that I'm in according to the PowerX strategy. It is a position that I entered last week, and it is NKLA. So NKLA, I entered at 11:09, as you can see. Oops, as you cannot see, but now as you can see, entered it at 11:09. Today it was trading as high as 12:26. It's still trading right now at 11:95. I'm going to switch this to a green color. I think that green is friendlier. What do you think about green? Don't you like green better? I like green better. Anyhow, so this is a position that I'm in right now, which is working out really, really well. So right now, after just 2 or 3 days, we're already up by 10% here. So the other positions that I have, JWN, doing really, really well. JWN, I bought it at 30, sold a bunch of calls and a bunch of puts here. So we can actually switch over to my account. You see here JWN. Right now, P&L open is still negative of $1,000. basically just because we are trading slightly below 30. But if you look at JWN, oops, let me get rid of this. Dun, 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 dun. Just looking over here at the other screen, there you see that I already collected more than $9,000 in premium. So JWN has been really, really good to me. So the other two positions that I'm in, as you can see, it's LVS and RIDE. So let's take a look at these together. So LVS, originally I bought it at $58. Then flew a rescue mission to be able to lower my cost basis at 51.42. Earlier today, we were up even more, but even right now, we are up 2.64%, so not bad at all. And also in LVS, even though right now I'm still down while it is recovering, I've been able to sell a lot of premium. And if you hop over there to the account, then you see that I've been able to collect not as much as with, what was the other one? JWN, Nordstrom. So with LVS, $6,855 in premium. So it's looking quite okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. So we need to still bounce back. And I'm considering selling some more puts here because the rescue missions always fly it with only 1/3. And I only did this for a third, so I still have some gunpowder left, so to say, to fly some more rescue missions. I did sell more puts at 36. I tried to sell some more at 35 to collect more premium here. Now, RIDE. So there's another position that I'm in, as you know, and my cost basis here is $12.86. So it is right here. Currently, we're trading at $7.80. As you know, this is a trade that has been bugging me pretty much since February. So, but it's good to see that RIDE is actually coming out of the basement here. My break even is at 11.71. So we'll get there. Didn't find anything really today on the wheel, which is not unusual on a day like this. We're pretty much, the markets are just diddling around. And yes, diddling around is a technical term. Because especially if you look at a 5-minute chart here, so there's a 5-minute chart of the Dow. So the Dow earlier this morning pulled higher, then pulling back. The exact mirror image of the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ here, on the other hand, opening this morning lower, dropping, and now pulling higher. And then we also have the S&P. So not a whole lot going on. The S&P opened here, up, down. So trying to find the direction. Usually days when the markets are plummeting, as they did last Monday, those are great days to sell premium. But as you can see, all of my positions are doing really well. I'm very happy with where I am right now with my positions. And so now you know of what's going on here. So we do have a few more minutes. And in these few minutes, I want to take a look at your comments because I appreciate you being here live. This is just awesome. And so let's see. ABBB says, pair your wheel option strategy. I sold put options on 9 oil industry stocks. I wouldn't double, triple, or here 9 tuple up. I would just pick one of them, right? I mean, this is a little bit risky here because what if crude oil now goes down? Now you suddenly have 9 positions that are in trouble. So usually I like to have one stock from each sector or industry. As an example, last week, WIN came up on the scanner. But since I'm currently already in LVS, right, Las Vegas Sands, I didn't want to have another casino stock here. So just be careful. I want to make sure that you're not overextending yourself in one industry, because what happens if this actually tanks then? Anyhow, good. So hope we get a sign and we'll sell calls. Yeah, again, and you're putting too many eggs in one basket. I mean, just my opinion here. So we'll see what else is going on. By the way, did you find this helpful, this quick TradingView tutorial? And I know it's not everybody's piece of cake, but if you find this helpful, do me a favor and click on like, because this way the YouTube algorithm pushes this video to more and more people, and more people see this little tutorial. Junior says, I wish that all presenters would use dark theme. You know what? I think this is where we have a nation of traders divided, because earlier in our mastermind call, we asked our mastermind members what they prefer a dark theme or a light theme. And surprisingly, I found this surprising. 2/3 of them said light. And see, this is where some people prefer this dark theme and others prefer the light theme. So anyhow, Hans from Germany, Chris from Ireland, so good to see you here. Okay, so what do you think about LVS with regulation problems in Macau? Listen, LVS has been around forever. LVS is generating around $12 billion in Macau every year, $12 billion. This was before they sold the Venetian in Las Vegas. So don't you think that they already have a contingency plan for this? Don't you think that they already thought about what happens if the Chinese government or anybody else puts some regulations on them? So yes, short term, it is a hit. Why? Because there's uncertainty, because they haven't responded yet and said, here's what we're going to do. And here's why. Because the regulations are not in effect. They're just saying, we are thinking about implementing some regulations. And you see, while there's uncertainty, traders don't like uncertainty. This is why right now the stock is going down. So as soon as we know what the regulations will be, I'm very, very confident that if you have $12 billion in revenue, you know how to navigate this. You have a plan for this in the drawer, and you basically open the drawer and say, what problem do we have? This one. And you pick out the plan. So I'm not too concerned about that at all. All right, Junior says, if you ride a Harley, you have to use the dark theme. That's what I thought. I kind of like the dark theme. I'll probably keep using it for a little bit, and then I'll see what you like better, because as you know, in the mornings, we now have the stock market update where we use the dark theme. So don't respond just now. I will create in YouTube. There's a really cool poll feature that I will create over the next few coffee with Markus, and then we can see what you like better. Okay, so Gunnar says, I like the dark sides, but would really prefer to see the lights, especially when you show your account and the profit and loss. You see this here, this is actually, let me go back. It's Tastyworks. I don't think that they have a light theme. I haven't found it. So this particular one, I cannot even configure any differently. So sorry about this, Gunnar. If anybody knows how to use a light theme in Tastyworks, please let me know in the comments, and I'll be happy to change it so that you can see it better. Also, you see that on Tradingview, I was able to change the font size. Here, this is the largest font size they have. I cannot make this any larger, as sad as that is. Anyhow, good. All right. So yeah, David, as I said, I'm sorry, this is not a limitation of me. I wish that they would have a presenter mode where they say, set the font to whatever you want. They only allow me to increase it in certain steps, and the font that I'm using is the largest at all. Twin Screw loves the dark mode. Okay, fantastic. And yeah, Gunnar says increasing the font size definitely helps. On Tradingview, we can do this, and I'm kind of glad that I found this. For the longest time, I didn't do it, and I was kind of squinting. What? But now I know how to do this, and we have it larger. Good. What else? Okay. So, Twin Screw, did I miss your comment? It seems that you had amazing success. So, let me see. Oh, there it is. Fantastic. Okay. So you just crossed the $200,000 line on the wheel. Congratulations. I'm sorry I overlooked this. This is fantastic. You see, this is what I love about this YouTube community here, because I see that everybody is cheering you on and say, good job. You see, this is what I love about it. There's no envy here. There's just, okay, if you can do it, I can do it too, right? And this is what I love about this. Okay, good. So, OG Kenobi says nailed 4 out of 5 contracts this week. That is fantastic. I mean, this is why I'm doing this show, because I want you to make more money. And this is why I'm showing you my trades, and I'm showing you the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know that I'm showing you my winning trades, but I'm also showing you the trades that are a little bit shaky. And JWN, Nordstrom was a little bit shaky. LVS is a little bit shaky. And then there's the ugly ride. And as you know, I'm not hiding this trade. I'm just showing you this is what it is. And you can see how I'm basically digging myself out of a hole here when it happens. The good news is in realized profits, I have now crossed 157,000. And again, this is a little bit of smaller account that I'm trading here. It's $250,000 in cash. So it's $500,000 in buying power. Anyhow, good, good, good. Martin says, what about Edit? Edit is a biotech stock. So apparently there's tons of premium there, but be super careful. So it seems that they might have a trial going on. And if this goes well, the stock might shoot up. But it seems that traders are factoring in that they get denied or that they have negative news from this trial, and this is why there's so much premium. So be super careful, Martin. I would stay away from this. I would not trade that at all. All right, cool. So Corey said, what percentage of margin are you typically using? You see, I like to divide my account into 5 equal parts. And so I'm looking at what would happen if I get fully assigned. So right now, the margin that I'm using is next to nothing. So I can show you, let's just go back here on the right-hand side. You see I'm using around $30,000 in JWN, $20,000 in LVS, around $50,000 in RIDE. Let's just round these numbers. So this, I'm using 100,000 of my 500,000 buying power. So not a whole lot here. But you see, I'm always calculating the positions, what would happen if I get assigned here. Anyhow. Okay, Daryl says, love the PXO in this tutorial, not so much with CNN. Well, I don't know if you don't like CNN or if you don't like the CNN style. As I said, I'll take a poll here in a little bit. So this way, yeah, I'll know which one you prefer. Okay, I told you that today I have to cut it a little bit short because I have another workshop that I'm teaching here. In a few minutes, I've been invited to do this. So I need to jump over there into the Zoom call. If you found this helpful, please click on like, and there's a few other videos, hopefully right now popping up. There's also links in the description. Take a look at these videos and I will see you in the next one. Take care.